magic, let's dive in.
So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place.
In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Moon of infinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello, friends. How's everyone doing tonight? I am back with another live stream. And I wanted to let you guys know we have another angel donor. We got another donation. Want to thank IJ again. He has really been coming through with these giveaways, and it's just super special. It's super special that he's doing this for everyone. So if everyone can just thank him again. We will be doing another giveaway today, and that will be announced. The winner will be announced at the end of the free list. So make sure you guys are sticking around, because we'll be doing another one. And if anyone feels so inclined to do a giveaway as well, just send the donation my way, put in the notes angel donation, and we'll do giveaways every time someone donates. Now, it's not expected, nor is it necessary, but it's just such a sweet thing when we bless other people with our generosity. So if you ever feel inclined to pay it forward, that's all you have to do, and we will announce a giveaway in your honor. You can also be an anonymous donor. No, if you don't want to be announced, you don't have to be either. It's okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the free list. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, make sure you stick around. Let's see where we are here. Amy says, but it was good to be out in nature. Yeah, that is really nice. I want to be in nature more, but I'm having really bad allergies these days. P, I'm doing good. I'm tired. That's pretty much it that's going on with me right now. Nannies, I have your question. Amy, I have your question. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I really appreciate all of that as well. We're going to get started with the free list. So the first person is Sophie. Thanks again, IJ. All right, Sophie says, does Dan want to travel to see me this year? I am getting a yes for Sophie, the wheel. P. I am getting a yes for P. I'm not sure if it's currently or if they're planning to, but I am getting a yes for one of those questions, okay? Ocean summer. I have a no for ocean summer. I hope I'm wrong. 8 of Swords. Honey, are you the clown? Oh. Nannies, I'm getting a no. 5 of Pentacles. When you say our soon date, Amy, are you referring to like the anniversary when you went to the aquarium? Or but either way, I am getting a yes for you, Amy. Judgment. Oh no, Amy, that's not good. Yeah, get yourself some tea for sure. Hi, Serenity. Welcome in. You're welcome, Sophie and P. You're welcome, nannies. Oh, zoo date. Okay, no, you're good. I was a little confused, but we're all caught up now. Dan, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I am getting a yes for Dorella, Page of Swords. IJ. I am getting a yes for you, Page of Pentacles. Savannah Henry. I am getting a yes, Savannah. I don't know if it's mentally or emotionally, but going with the Lovers, I would say more maybe emotionally, okay? It could be both, though, because the Lovers is twins, and twins speaks to duality, and so this could be more than one issue. Serenity. I'm getting a no for Serenity. Death in 5 of Wands. You're welcome, Amy. Oh, that's cute. You're welcome, IJ. Oh, so sorry, guys. I'm probably going to be yawning throughout this live stream. I'm okay. I'm just, I don't know. I'm hit a wall, I guess. Dorella and Shavana, you are very welcome. Serenity Lloyd, do you want to elaborate on that? I didn't. I did. Yeah, I did sleep well last night. It's just I don't know. I've been taking like naps like cuz I haven't been drinking caffeine, so it's like either caffeine or I need a nap personally. And I didn't get one today, but it's all good. All right, let's move on here to the next person. We have Chibi. Chibi, I am getting a yes. 8 of Pentacles. Dan Clark. You're welcome, Chibi. I have a yes for Dan Clark, Strength card. Hey, boss lady, welcome in. We've got about 2 minutes left, and then we are going to be announcing a giveaway winner and closing the free list. So if you want to be a part of the giveaway, make sure you stick around. I know, Amy, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm giving Serenity the opportunity to elaborate. Because honestly, like, I'm not offended, but at the same time, if you think I'm wrong, you can leave. Like, you don't have to come here. What I think is really funny, if this is going where I think it's going, is that you take advantage of a free question from me, but then have the audacity to get the answer you don't like, and then tell me that I'm wrong. So we'll probably be blocking, but I'm going to give Serenity, not going to assume, we're going to give Serenity the chance to explain. But if we are going to be mean here, then we're going to be letting you go. Thank you, Amy. I'm like, what the heck? Boss lady, will my husband call me tomorrow? I'm getting a yes for you, boss lady. And the star. So it looks like maybe he's working his magic to make this happen. The star and the strength card are a yes for me. All good. Well, it looks like she's running off and she doesn't want to elaborate. So we're going to go ahead and block her. I wanted to give her the opportunity to explain herself, but she's not wanting to do that. So we are blocking. I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to let you state your case. Like, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Like, exactly, Sophie. Yeah, Sophie's 100% correct. And if you're not open to the answer, you're not open to the response, or you get something you don't want to hear, I mean, that sucks. We all get answers we don't want to hear. I asked if I was going to get married on 11/11, which is a date I really wanted to get married on, and I got a no, and that was correct. I got married the weekend before that, which ended up working out even better for me. So it's like, if you get the answer that you don't like, you can use your free will to influence the outcome and see if maybe you can make some changes. And if you don't and you can't, and it's out of your control, then it's just for your best. It's for your highest good. So, and I don't really care because I'm confident enough in my readings, but I did want to give her the opportunity to elaborate just to see what it is that she had to say, because I'm not going to block somebody just because they're trying to tell me that I'm wrong. I'm not that worried about it. But don't come to me and ask a free question and then because you got a no or whatever the answer was you didn't like, then you're like, oh, you're wrong. That's fine. Go somewhere else. How about that? Everything you told me in Sweeter was facts. Thank you, boss lady. I appreciate you stating so. Dorella, how rude instead of being appreciative. Thank you, Dorella, for your support. Thank you, boss lady. Hey, beautiful goddess. Welcome in. How are you? Hey, SB. Sophie says, I asked before if I was going to get a job 2 months ago and you said no. Okay, move on. Maybe tomorrow will change. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Take it or leave it. Energy does change. Be respectful or leave. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your support because if the person's still watching right now, I think that it's important that they see this and maybe learn from the example that you guys are setting and hopefully won't do something like that in the future to someone else. Thank you, Margaret. I really appreciate that. All right. Dan Clark. Wait, did I answer Dan's question? I think I did, right? Let me just double check. Okay, thank you, Dan. Thank you for letting me know. You're right about the fuss with TJ. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Exactly. We can always influence it ourselves. Like tarot is just kind of like an interim or a report card. It's just a checkpoint letting you know where you're at. And we can always change it. And that's the value of tarot as well. Is nothing is set in stone unless we make it set in stone. Hey, Ari. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway now. So if you want to be a part of the giveaway, do me a favor and let's see, drop a red heart if you want to be a part of the giveaway. Drop a red heart. We're doing an angel giveaway. IJ donated again. He's so amazing. He wants to bless someone else with a free reading today. So if you want to be a part of it, just drop a red heart in the chat. Beautiful goddess says you're very respectful, Luna, and reciprocal. I love your energy. Been on your channel for so long. Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Thank you. Y'all are making me feel good. I appreciate it. Amy says, yeah, like with readers, it's like when you get a therapist or a professional, you find one that connects with you and resonates. And if a reader doesn't, that's okay to find a different reader. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's just like that. It's like a relationship. It's like a person. It's like a friend. It's like a boyfriend. It's like you're not going to connect with everyone, and that's okay. I'm not going to take offense to it. The people that are meant for me will find me, and it's all good. Just don't come in here asking for a free reading and then try to diss me. That's kind of silly and petty and kind of hypocritical that you're asking something of me and then you want to be rude. All right, Sophie, Amy, Dorella, Ocean, Ari. Ari, the free list is closed, friend, but we're gonna add you to the free or to the giveaway, okay? All right, I'll leave the giveaway open for one more like maybe 1 more minute, and then my voice, and then we'll pick a winner. Hey, Terry. Welcome in, friend. I know. It's what everyone calls me. I mean, it's my name on here, so. All right, we're going to go ahead and lock this in. So I've got Sophie, Amy, Dorella, Ocean, Ari, Beautiful Goddess, Dan Clark, Nannies, Margaret, Aditi, and Terry. That's going to be where the list gets closed at and locked in. Good luck to everyone. Nannies. Nannies is the winner. Congratulations, Nannies. And thank you again to IJ Eves for being an angel donor. We really appreciate you coming in here and blessing the chat with some giveaways. Congratulations. And thank you guys for always being so supportive of those who win. Even if you didn't win, I just really appreciate the positivity in here. You guys are awesome. All right. We are going to move on to our donations. So we're going to start with our giveaway winner. So Nannies, you got a free mini reading today. So I'm going to pull 5 cards for you. Just drop your question in the chat and we will get started shortly. Ari, I'm sorry, girl. You did miss the free list. You'll have to try again next time you see me, okay? All right. So first up is Nannies. Then we have SB. After SB, I have Terry. Green Palace, hello. How are you doing today? It's okay, Green Palace. I'm sorry about that. I'll be back this week, though. You guys should see me, like, if not every single day, then, like, majority of the week. So just make sure you guys are following me. Turn your notifications on. And you'll see me again. Like, for instance, today was kind of impromptu, but I did free readings twice today because I was on earlier as well. So just make sure you stay subscribed and you should get that notification from me. Yeah, so in the subject line of my videos, it says free yes no until 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that was about 11 minutes ago. So that's when the free list closed. I do it for the first 15 minutes of every live stream, and then after that, we move on to donations. If for whatever reason we have an angel donor or we're doing a different type of giveaway, then those are announced after the free yes no list. That's not guaranteed every single live stream. All right, this is for the winner of the giveaway, Nannies. Nannies, I'm going to get shuffling for you. Oh, nice. Okay. I just realized that we didn't have any music going. I was like, it sounds kind of quiet. Wow. Okay. Well, at first I thought you were going to have some kind of like, just like a friendship, but it seems like it might turn into something a little bit more. I do see, feelings blossoming and sharing feelings with one another. The Lovers in reverse makes me a little concerned because it talks about how, like, for whatever reason, you guys won't be able to get like on the same page, or like maybe you want the connection and RD isn't ready for it, and then when RD is ready for it, you're not ready for it. It's like some kind of disconnect. So hopefully, knowing this information, you can turn this around. Here's what I'm going to say. I definitely see friendship and I see feelings being expressed to one another about like basically like how you feel about each other. And I also see here that there could be some kind of physical connection. It could be like somewhat romantically inclined, or it could be like friends with benefits. But I'm having a hard time seeing the relationship aspect just yet. Another explanation as to why the Lovers is in reverse is because maybe Spirit is coming here saying that even though that there is something developing here between the two of you, maybe it's too soon to know if a relationship is going to happen. Maybe it's just too soon to know that. But there definitely is a connection here with this person. The High Priestess talks about like even like a telepathic connection to some extent, or just kind of like a knowing that this may evolve into something new. So I definitely think it goes past friends. I'm having a hard time seeing relationship established just yet, but I definitely feel like shared emotions, maybe telling, you telling him how you feel, or RD telling you how they feel. And more like maybe even a physical relationship with each other as well, showing physical affection, things like that. Could also be intimacy as well. There's like a fiery attraction here. So I think that it could turn around. I think that the lovers could turn into a relationship. But I think we'll just have to see what happens. This is about as far as I feel confident saying. Is it the expression of romantic feelings, the message of love, or the message of a crush, or something along those lines? It does feel like he likes you more than a friend. Yes, we do have the three of cups, so it does kind of feel like he may be playing the field a little bit right now. So you just have to keep in mind that you may not be his only interest at this time. At this juncture, maybe that's why the lovers is here in reverse. But again, the energy can change, it could shift. You guys could eventually get into a relationship. It's just not something I feel confident saying yes to right now. Okay? Yes, exactly, nannies. There may be also interest from him to another person as well. True, nannies. I don't know if you read tarot or not, but we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So this could talk about his passion and drive for his job, or maybe there's someone at his job that he's interested in. Oh, SB, are you here? Hugs. So, nannies, I think just kind of let things unfold and see where it can go. I feel like you guys get to a point where feelings are made known. Feelings that you have are made known to each other or like expressed. So I think you're just going to have to see it play out to know for sure where this is going to go. But I do think that it gets to be a little. It feels like more than friends. It feels like you guys kind of go past the friendship level pretty quickly into maybe like a more flirty, romantic style dynamic. Hey, SB. I'm about to get shuffling for you. All right, so for your first question is in depth. Okay, and you just want to kind of see how the connection's going to go. You're welcome, nannies. Oh, wait. Okay, so I have someone, SB, that you donated for. Are we doing 2 love spreads? So I thought the first donation with the person O was just to answer your question about how the connection will go. Is that not right? Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. All right, just making sure. All right, so we're doing the question about O right now, how the connection will go. Okay. Oh, it's new? Okay. How will the connection go? Thanks, honey. All right, so SB. I feel like O is kind of feeding off of your energy. I feel like for O, from O's perspective, O really likes you. O is like enjoying the connection so far, but viewing you as someone who's kind of closed off. And not in a unfriendly kind of way, because you're very friendly and bubbly and energetic and funny, maybe even witty, adding to the conversation. But I think he's viewing you, he's kind of like, here's what he's doing. Do you know, like, what was it, in Twilight? I think it was. I hope I'm remembering this right. In Twilight, Edward and Bella, like Bella was the first person that Edward could not read her mind. It's like he's really good at reading people's minds. For whatever reason, he feels like he can't read your mind. Like he feels like he's immune to like the ability to tap in and check in with your energy. And so I feel like he's not really sure like how to read you exactly. Like he's basically like her demeanor and her energy, like not energy like aura, but energy like you have a lot of energy. Like you have a bubbly personality, that kind of energy. He's like, it reads different than like her aura, it reads different than her actual energy. So it's almost like you're showing off like one perspective of you, but he feels like he's like can't tap into like the other part of it. So you said you're careful, yeah. So I feel like he's like, if this is what I think it is, I really like her. Like if this is what I think it is, but I feel like you've got him stumped a little bit, and I feel like he's not quite sure like how to take you. Because it's like, what's funny is like the energy is kind of like you're saying, yeah, oh my God, you're totally cute, I really like you. And then he's like, oh my God, you do? And you're like, no, why would you think that? Like I think that's where he's coming from, is like he keeps feeling like he's getting mixed energy from you, from what you're saying versus your energy in and of itself. But I've got to say that that's almost like intriguing him more. You're coming across as someone who's like very different and full of life, but he's like, how do I get to the center of this Tootsie Pop? You know, I feel like with the Nine of Cups, it's like he's saying, I really, really like her. She's got something special. She's got something like kind of metaphysical about her, kind of like spiritual, witchy kind of vibe. But there's definitely something like deep down underneath the surface where it's like, am I going to be able to get there? Like, is she going to let me get to that point where I can see that? For your perspective from him, I got to be honest, I see you walking away. I see you going like, this isn't for me. I don't think that it's quite giving. And I asked if you're going to make it on a first date, and I did get a yes, but it felt like a very hesitant yes. Like it felt like I think you might go on a date. I do, but maybe the date is planned and then canceled or something. And maybe it falls through. But I almost feel like this is you changing your mind. I feel like this is you like being locked up and you just kind of like waiting. And I think eventually you're the one walking away, because I was like, what does he feel? And I got the Moon, the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups. Very, very intuitive energy. Loving, like, your kind, generous, warm, inviting personality. But then I was like, what is she feeling? And I'm getting 8 of Cups walking away, 5 of Cups lost. And then I also have the Star, which indicates that there's something else that you're holding out for. And maybe O is just not meeting that criteria for you. So I think the decision is up to you where this goes, I think is what it feels like. And it makes sense that you're hesitant. I mean, you have every right to be that way, because it's like if you do start to like a guy, for whatever reason, it seems like you're the one getting screwed over. So I understand like why you don't want to put yourself out there like that. I really do get that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think he senses you trying to be open. The part that's not open, he also sees that too. You know what I mean? Eliana, I got your donation, friend. Thank you. I'll be with you in a little bit. We've got 2 people ahead of you. You guys want to know something? You want to know how you got a good person? Is that he calls his mom. My husband is in the room right now talking to his mom. He doesn't call her, but maybe like once every other week. It's not very often. It's like a couple times a month. But he takes the time out of his day and they just chit chat and catch up on life, and they talk for like an hour, sometimes more. It's like, that's how you know you got a good one. The relationship with the mom, you want to make sure it's not toxic and overly dependent. You know, you don't want like this dependent type of toxic relationship. But if you see a good, healthy relationship with their mom, that's a hack right there, because that will let you know how they're going to be with you. So if you want to just jump to that when you meet someone, just be like, how's your relationship with your mother? Just be like, how's that connection? And I have the best mother-in-law ever too. She's amazing. All right, let's pull for your 9 card spread. Eliana, I just saw you send a separate donation of $5. Did you upgrade to an in-depth reading, or are you paying to skip? Yes. So is that what you paid for, Eliana? Oh yeah, pay for a skip. That's fine. I'll update the list. You'll bump ahead. I've got to finish out SB, but then we'll put you next. I'm not used to you being under a different name. SBNB, SBNB, SBNB. 1, 2. You know they're acting up because you're in the room. SBNB. All right, let me update the donation list really quickly. I got you, girl. I got you. All right. So it'll be SB, Lovely, paid to skip, and then Terry after that. Okay, how he feels about you, his true intentions, what you want, what he wants, what brings you together, what pulls you apart, energy around the relationship. Oh, that's not good. 4 of Cups is the energy around the relationship. That makes me wonder what's going on with you guys. What's hidden? We have Judgment. Will the relationship be successful? We have Knight of Wands. Okay. So will the relationship be successful? There is like the potential of success here for sure. With the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is very much like a free-spirited connection. So like it almost reminds me of like right now as it stands, you guys would do really good as like a summer fling or like a like foreign affair or like a vacation love that ends after a vacation. Like I feel almost like you guys have the makings of something like really hot and heavy and like beautiful for like a short time, but there's not enough here to make it like really last. Now the Knight does turn into a King and Queen, so it's very possible that you guys can change that energy, but right now what it's telling me is like this is a temporary fling vibe, if that makes sense. So you guys see each other on a vacation. Maybe you go to where he's at, he goes to where you are. You spend a couple weeks together. It's a whirlwind romance, and then it has to come to an end at some point. Again, this can change, but that's where it is as of right now. It does make me wonder about the 4 of Cups being like the energy around the relationship, because this indicates to me like a level of disappointment from both perspectives. Like we're not necessarily getting what we both want out of this, and not really sure if we should we want to care, we want to be excited about this connection, but we're not really sure if we should even like get our hopes up. You're good, SB, no worries. What's hidden? We have the Judgment card, so that talks about the need for confronting the need to kind of say, hey, like, I don't want this to continue how it's been, but we need to have a conversation. And this card here talks about getting everything out on the table, everything out in the open, and the need for like just speaking our minds and putting it all on the line. So that way we can get clarity. We can say, okay, you're right, I'm sorry, or okay, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And just basically saying, let's keep the past in the past so that we can move forward into a brighter tomorrow. What pulls you apart? What brings you together? We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I think, SB, like, seeing you as the Queen of Pentacles here, but your king is nowhere to be found, it almost makes me wonder sometimes if like a lot of this rides on your connection with him, like almost like you're what keeps the relationship alive. Like you are what almost carries the relationship on your back. Not that he doesn't make initiation and he's not interacting with you, and maybe he reaches out sometimes and things like that, but it's almost like you're the reason why it stays intact. Like you're making it your mission or your responsibility to carry and hold these feelings for him and keep this alive and keep this going. Because it's like, I think if you were to find someone else and you were to move on, the reason I feel that way is because if you found someone else and fell in love, this connection would no longer have the va-va-voom that it does right now. Like it wouldn't have the intensity, it wouldn't have the emotions. Yes, there would be maybe a bittersweet feeling, and maybe objectively he would feel like he got pushed to the side. But I don't see him as necessarily being like a big fighter. And I think that he would just respect your decision and let you go. And so I think sometimes it makes me feel, especially with like seeing just the queen here in what your strength is it almost feels like you are the reason that this connection is carrying on. Now, another interpretation of that card could be that his feelings for you, the queen, are also what keeps him connected to you. But it does seem like the majority of what holds this connection together is in your hands. The Ten of Pentacles being a weakness is hard for me to interpret because the Ten of Pentacles is like such a beautiful, beautiful card, but it does talk to things being long-term, things that last a long time. And it almost feels like because of your history together, it makes it almost harder to make moves for things to happen. Like imagine if you met each other today, completely different times, completely different place, completely different circumstances. You guys might have the ability to get this connection off the ground, but it's almost like because you have known each other for so long, it makes it harder or something. It's like, that's what makes it great. That's what makes it so compelling, but at the same time, that it's almost like you guys sometimes can get frozen in time and fall into old habits. And I think that that could also be what simultaneously hurts the connection as well. It's really the only negative thing I can think of with the Ten of Pentacles, but maybe that will apply or resonate for you. How he feels about you, we have the Two of Swords, but I feel like he is a bit torn. He's not really sure how this is going to go. Maybe he's not torn. I will say, maybe it's not torn. Maybe it is torn. I don't know, but I feel like it's almost like an uncertainty because this person's blindfolded. So it's like, I don't really know which way I'm being pulled. I don't really know which way this is going to go. And I can't see it, and I'm not quite sure. And I think that says everything you need to hear. But the silver lining of this card is that you're still a part of that journey for him, and he's not ready to walk away. We have with his intentions, 10 of Wands. This does talk about travel. I'm not exactly sure where you guys are in your connection specifically. Or if like you guys have talked any more about him traveling to you to see you. If that is still on the table, that could be what's being acknowledged here, is that his intentions are to come see you, to come travel to you, or maybe hoping you'll come travel to him as well. For what you want, we have the 5 of Cups. So that really just tells me that you feel like you have really no more cups to give, if that makes sense. Like you maybe have 1 or 2 more mugs in that cabinet to give to him. Like, and then when you're out, you're out. So I feel almost like you're just really hoping, because you're thinking to yourself, you're like, it almost looks like an egg in a basket. You're like, I put all my eggs in your basket and this is the last one I got to give. So maybe you're just thinking to yourself, like, I'm giving myself a deadline, I'm giving myself a due date. If by this time this year, or by this time next year, if I'm not really seeing the needle moving with this person, I have to promise myself that I will just walk away from this connection, because I'm going to drive myself crazy if I don't. But I feel like it's almost like you want to sit on that egg. You want to see it hatch. You want to see this happen. You want to like experience it, and you want to feel like you're not just crazy and this wasn't just all in your head, and you actually were able to see that dream come true. Because I feel like this person's like really looking at that, whatever this is. I think it's an egg, I'm not sure, with like this longing and this desperation and this hope that this is going to be the one that works. This is going to be the one time that it actually happens. And with the Queen of Cups, what he wants, it's almost like this card looks like to me sending like healing energy and love, and it makes me feel like he's saying he wants like your healing energy, he wants your love, he wants your nurturing, he wants your affection, he wants your touch, he wants like you basically. So that is what I have for that, SP. Let's take a look at your mini reading. All right, more on his feelings. Let's see. Okay, well, these are good cards to come out. We love to see the 10 of Cups. Oh, this card is making an appearance again. That card really just speaks to like disappointment or not feeling very inspired or very happy. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's about you specifically, like you and your connection. But as you mentioned, you guys are at a distance, and maybe that card is just signifying the like discontentment for the fact that you guys are so far away from each other, right? So for his feelings, we have the 10 of Cups. So this really is just such a beautiful card. It speaks to him saying like, I feel so much joy when I'm with you. I can't help but shake a feeling of like we belong together. And, I sometimes look at you and think of our connection and can see kind of a future with you. And I just really hope that at some point we can come into a place where we're both in the same place at the same time, maybe literally physically, but also metaphorically. and we can come into alignment. Well, I'm sorry that he's having a bad day. He's depressed today, kind of. That's disappointing. Yeah, maybe his energy is coming through in that way. I feel like he's also saying here kind of like, I miss you sometimes. Like, I miss you at times. And I feel like we're worlds apart, and I wish that we were closer. But you make me feel whole, and you make me feel complete. You make me feel successful, and I feel supported by you a lot of the times. I have a lot of options. I don't really feel like it's hard for me to connect with anyone. Meaning not connect, like have a connection, but like connect with, like date, basically. Like I feel like it's not hard for me to meet someone. But I feel though that like with all of these people that I could potentially meet, you're there in the back of my mind. And I feel like a little kid. Like a lot of times we can get like in a very playful energy, and I feel like I just really don't experience that with many people. So SB, that is what I have for you. It kind of turned into a channeling, but sometimes it's easier for me to read from their perspective than it is from my own to translate it. So hopefully that meant something to you. So SB, that is what I've got, girl. If you have anything else you want to add on for, I'll come back around to you. And if not, I hope you enjoyed your readings tonight. Next up, we have Eliana. Eliana for an in-depth reading. We also got another donation on here. If that was you, if you can please check in with me. Lovely, you are next. And then who did we have? Yeah, if you donated, if you can just check in with me. All right, lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm gonna have to get used to this. All right, lovely. Let's take a look here. Just let me grab a drink real quick. I've been talking all day. Oh my God, there's been so much drama in my life. Not drama like I'm annoyed by it drama. It's like deep stuff that's going on with people around me. And I've been like talking on the phone all day. I was talking all night last night. I did a live stream earlier, a live stream tonight, and I'm like, oh my God, my voice is gonna be so like happy to be rested this evening. You know, it's all important stuff. It's like, I just want to be clear, I'm not annoyed by it. But it's just been a lot of talking, and it's been very heavy. You've been taking a break from readings. You needed to cover yourself. I know. I feel like I've been working like nonstop, but it's the season of life that I'm in. I'm hoping that things kind of pick up and I can have shorter streams at some point. But I think it's just a hard time for everyone right now. Yeah, I understand. You probably give really good advice, Eliana. It's like a blessing and a curse. All right, Mike's energy, please. Are they for real right now? Can they?
Oh, man, like, can I just have a minute? Huh? Yeah, can I have a minute?
Fine, why don't you just put them in their room and shut the door? Because then they won't know the difference. My husband's on the phone right now, and the cats are just like screaming outside the door because they don't want him back there. They're like, Dad, come out. don't like it when you're back there. I can't see you. I don't know if you can hear them. I said just put them in their room for a little bit, because if they can't see that you're behind the door, then they won't scream at you. Sorry, I'm also experiencing allergies as well. Mike. All right, overall you have really good energy. There are some challenging cards here which tell me that he probably feels you probably feel like things could be better. The Eight of Swords is like kind of making me feel like he's doing this to himself. I feel like maybe you're a very easy person to get on with. Like you're a very understanding person. Not that you, what am I trying to say? You're not like a person who you set boundaries and you're not like, you're going to walk all over me. Hell no. Like, I know you're that type of person that's going to like protect yourself. Obviously, you're literally talking about protecting yourself. But I also feel like at the same time, though, you're a very trusting and understanding person. And so, like, if someone were to say, like, and you have really good discernment. So if someone were to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I have to cancel, like this thing came up, you would not bat an eye at it at all. You would be like, oh my God, totally, I understand. Because you could sense that person's energy is like really remorseful. And you can also sense that they are genuinely meaning what they're saying. Like, you can tell they're not lying to you, right? So you're a very understanding person. I feel like you're just a very easy person to get along with. And so it's like, because you're so understanding, you're so compassionate, and you're so easy to get along with, it definitely tells me that it's him, that it makes this complicated. Because I feel like you're such like an easy breezy, go with the flow. Do you have standards? Yes. Are you going to settle? No. However, it's like there's not an easier person, an easier type of chill person to get on with than you. And it's just your type of personality. You're not high strung. Maybe you have high standards for yourself, and maybe you could be high maintenance in certain ways. But I feel like when it comes to being a human being, you're very compatible with a slew of different types of people. And so that's what I think is going on here. Why I'm seeing this restriction is it's like self-imposed for him. Like he is making this more hard than it needs to be. He's making it more complicated than it needs to be. So girl, I have to tell you, I don't pay attention to synchronicities. Last week it was crazy. Oh my God, you'll have to tell me about them. Synchronicities get me so excited. Like they really make me feel like I'm like stepping into like a new era for myself. You know, I always see synchronicities around like significant things, like big ass things that happen for me. And some of the synchronicities come in crazy. You're experiencing allergies too? Dang, I'm so sorry. So from his perspective, it's like he's the one that's like tying the rope around his neck when it comes to you, because I feel like even you might give him more chances than even he deserves. From his perspective, I feel like he's saying, like, I'm still in this if you are. I'm still interested in you. Because we have the Seven of Pentacles, so it's indicating that like he hasn't quite walked away, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. He's still in this with you to some degree, to some capacity. Oh wow, that's crazy. They were all about him. Oh my God. And we also have the King of Pentacles here. So I feel like how he's saying like how I present to her and how I want to be seen by her, unfortunately, are getting like mixed up in translation. Like I want to present to her like this powerful, put together, independent provider, protector type. And he's like, but for whatever reason, I'm coming across as like this person who doesn't take initiative, or that's like not really making the effort, or, you know, maybe like, I feel like almost like sometimes he feels like he's being judged. Cause I almost said like, I feel like I'm being judged, but you know, it's not by you. I've got to say, he is so worried about the impression that he's making on you that he's like basically tying himself up every single time he thinks about this. So for example, you take him at face value. You're not like, as a matter of fact, you probably don't want to try hard. You know, you don't want someone who's just such a try hard that's just like all about looks, and you want them to look good, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like you don't want someone who's just all about the facade, that's all about the impression. You're like, I want to get to the nut. Like, I want to know what the center of this Tootsie Pop is like, you know? Like, I want to know who you are deep down. I don't care about what it looks like. Like, I want to know exactly who you are. And I feel like for him, he gets mixed up between how he wants to present to you and then what ends up coming across. So that's what's like, that's what's like hard, from his perspective. You said, I wanted to start visualizing a girl. I had some clear visuals with him. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Oh my God, yes, he used to be a fat boy, and I feel like he's self-conscious. That actually might be the thing, because he has these like fantasies or like visions himself about how he wants to come across to you, and he's like judging himself as if like you're not seeing him in that way, and that's really bothering him. So MB, I have you listed now on the donation list. Thank you so much. We will be with you shortly. I'm working on Lovely right now, and then we just have one other person ahead of you, MB. Self-image is important to him. So like, that's the thing, is it's like, yes, you want someone who looks good, of course. Like, I mean, who doesn't want someone that looks good? But when I say like how they look, I'm talking about the impression they're making, the image that they're giving off. Like, that's how he is. And he feels like you don't see him the way that he wants you to see him. And part of that is his own fault, because he does not see himself. So it's like he wants you to see him a certain way, but he doesn't see himself that way. So how can you? You get what I mean? It's almost like he's creating this conflict for himself. He views you as someone who just like has a lot of fun. Like, you have this like energy about you to him that's just like spontaneous, like, oh, let's just go do this, let's go dancing, let's go to dinner, let's, like, I feel like for you would almost be like pulling him out of his shell. And I'm curious about the dynamic of how it currently is going, and you can kind of let me know. But I feel like for him, it's a little bit scary to be with someone who's just so confident when you're not confident, because then you know that person's going to try to pull you out of your shell and try to get you out on that dance floor and try to get you to do something like jump off a cliff or whatever, something crazy. And you're like, am I ready for this? I just don't know if I'm ready for this. And I think and it's not intimidating. That's the thing. It's just scary. It's just scary for him. So for, let's see. I feel like, I almost wonder if he feels like he's trying to like make some kind of miracle happen with you. Like, he's trying to like manifest you out of thin air or something, because I don't know if you can see like this picture, and this picture was below. It almost to me looked like he's trying to grow your connection, and like he's doing it energetically. So it almost makes me wonder if like somehow he's trying to like telepathically get you to communicate with him. Like, he's trying to somehow go, if I think about her enough, maybe she'll reach out. Like, maybe she'll come to me. Maybe she will communicate. And then there's also like that telepathic like link and connection here with the High Priestess. There is a desire for an apology. We have the Judgment card, so whenever I see this, it always makes me feel like an apology is needed. An apology wants to be given. Because it's coming out underneath the King of Pentacles, it makes me feel like it's coming from him. Not you expecting an apology from him, but him saying, I want to give an apology. And I feel like, too, he also knows that because maybe this hasn't started off on like the best foot either, that he feels like this is going to be a lot of work to repair. Yeah. Luna, this is so crazy because I've been putting out healing energy. Oh my God. Wow. I wonder if he's feeling that too. If you're directing it to him. That's so wild because I felt that. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like that is what it looks like, right? Is it's just like, it almost looks like one picture. It almost looks like there's this like feeling that's coming through that's, you know, he's receiving from you and you're receiving from him. So lovely. Let me know if that answers your question. If you want to add on for anything else, we can get that started now. And if not, oh, you sent for a mini? Okay, let me see. Okay, what is your mini question? Okay, let's see. Are you serious? Oh my God, that's so crazy. All right, what exactly is he feeling? Oh.
I breathe.
I know, right?
Jesus, man.
Your mom was probably like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, she's like, is that for your cats?
So she could hear them on the other end of the
He
phone.
was like literally sticking his mouth under the door meowing.
His mouth?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Oh my God.
It sounded like he was like literally sticking his lips underneath the door.
Like, meow, don't forget me.
Right. Like, bro, I hear you.
Did you open their door? Are they just hanging out?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you reset them back to factory settings.
I hope so.
That's so special, lovely, though. That's super special, though, those visions that you were getting. That's so wild. Was it happening like when you were meditating? I feel like you're clairvoyant, right? Isn't that what you said? You're clairvoyant. My clairvoyance is like AM radio. Like, I feel like it comes and goes and it's like flashes and then it's nothing. Like, it's hard for me to connect with the visions unless I'm about to fall asleep or it's my dream where I'm meditating. But I can't, it's like hard for me to see, like if I'm doing a reading like this, I go off of maybe like feelings of knowing or like feeling. All right, so we have the Strength card in the center. Strength talks about courage and perseverance and strength. Like basically overcoming your fears and things. So as you're sending this healing energy, you're probably giving him confidence. You're giving him the courage to maybe not be so in his own head. I think also it's like the feeling of fake it till you make it. So if before I just didn't do anything at all, is kind of what I'm hearing from him. Like before I wouldn't have done anything. Like I wouldn't have even thought to act as if. But now with this healing energy, I feel like maybe even if I don't quite feel confident, I should just act like I'm confident because maybe I will feel it at some point. And so it's like a, kind of like a mask that he's wearing in a sense. And also like this feeling of protection because I see this amulet that this person is wearing. And so like, it's almost like you're sending like a bubble of protection for him as well. I feel like there's a sense of peace that comes over him when he feels this feeling, this sense of just like, how like sometimes we overcome with a sense of doom or dread. It's almost like this sudden sense of peace and calm and serenity and almost like feeling hope, feeling like he can be maybe excited for what's to come. So I think that it almost as if you're removing maybe blocks for him that could potentially be seen as something that gets in the way of your connection. And he said, it's weird because you never got visuals for yourself. So you said you wanted to learn and it happened the same day. That's so awesome. Makes so much sense. Oh my God, Luna, you're on point because when I manifest, I do it with affirming and I have to think as if. So, okay, that's crazy. So like, if that's not even like the energy you're trying to send him, he's getting that. He's picking up on that, which is weird. Yeah, so it's like act as if, fake it till you make it is kind of like what his thought process is. And I feel like too, there's like almost like this unconscious wanting to send that back to you. Do you get what I mean? Like if you're sending him like love and strength and all of these things, it's almost like he unconsciously wants to send it back to you. Because here's the thing, I think he thinks very highly of you. And typically when you're feeling very happy and you're very in love, you're thinking of all of the people in your life that you feel that way about. And if I'm happy, I want to share that happy with the people that I care about. And so maybe that's what he's kind of doing in an unconscious way, is that if he's feeling good and he's feeling happy, he's wanting to be more sharing in that joyful feeling. Let's see. Because when you do things like that, they think it's coming from them. Exactly. I feel I'm a little confused about this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this has to do with marriage or like entering in a relationship. So maybe you're changing his perspective about having a wife or changing his perspective about being in a relationship. Because this is the family card, 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, there's like that feeling of maybe you're kind of changing things around for him in his mind. I feel like almost he's like, where is this coming from? Like, what's going on? Wow. So that is what I've got, friend. I feel like he also maybe more compelled or more having more desire to maybe work through some things himself, i.e. the blocks that I mentioned before that could be getting in the way of your connection. Maybe he's feeling more inspired to tackle some of these things head on, these things that maybe he was avoiding at one point, feeling more courage to do. It's funny because I'm claiming to be a wife, so yeah, I see how he could be receiving that. This is wild. Thank you so much for the feedback. Like, I'm happy to hear that these like little things are resonating and you're confirming those for me. I don't know if you saw earlier. There was a girl that came in here and she's like, every time you do readings for me, they're wrong. I was like, okay, well, why are you asking for a free reading? Because if you don't like what I'm saying or offering, why are you here asking for a free reading? So I ended up having to block a bead today, which was kind of annoying, but everyone else was like super, super supportive. And like when that happens, I feel like I've been doing this for so long that I'm just so confident, but it is kind of annoying. So then I feel like spirit comes in and sends all the people my way that reaffirms to me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not that I had any doubt, but it is a good feeling to know. Right? Like, well, girl, don't come back. Yeah, donate for another one if you're ready. I can do up to 3 in a row for you. And then after that, I'll have to move on. But if you want to keep adding, I can put you back in rotation. I'm the second person that told you someone said that. I mean, look, here's the thing. I'm grateful because I feel like when I first started this, I had a lot of trolls. Like, I think it was really bad. And it's not that way anymore, thank God. I don't know if it's because I put subscriber mode only. So it's like, if you want to come here and talk trash, you have to be a subscriber to me. And I find that to be a little bit of poetic injustice that if you want to say something to me, you have to be following me to do so. And I noticed that because of that, I've gotten a lot more like genuine and sincere like people that are in here with me. So it's like when I first started, I always was dealing with stuff like that. But luckily it doesn't happen very often. But I'm like, the audacity for you to be a subscriber of mine and ask for a free reading and then immediately being like, your readings are always wrong. I'm like, okay. Whatever you say, girl, whatever you say. And the other thing is, I did eventually block her, but I gave her the opportunity to explain herself. I was like, elaborate, like, stand behind your statement, tell me what's going on. And she didn't. She just chickened out and left. So I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna block her. Kayla, yes, you can donate. Absolutely. All right, lovely. Let's work on your last question here. Girl, same for me. So many trolls. I have a friend who is fairly new and she says she's had so many trolls. Tell her to put subscriber only mode on. I'm telling you right now. If people want something for free, they will subscribe to you. And you have to do it every single time, which is annoying. You can't like just do it for certain, like for like your live streams, like collectively. It's not like a setting that you can put on for every single live stream now and in the future. You do have to go in to each live stream and click subscribers only, and then it can be a 1 minute wait, 5 minute wait, 10 minute, 20, custom, whatever. You can do it for whatever you want, but it has really helped cut down on the trolls and like it's like filtered out the people who are genuinely here for the right reasons. So tell your friend about that if she doesn't know already. Kayla, you can definitely donate, friends. The donations are still open. I cut back on free readings. I want to bring them back. People have been so rude. I'm so sorry. It's tough, man. It's like, it's tough. And the thing is that like one person will ruin it for everyone. We all have our own little triggers. Like sometimes it'll be like just the entitlement, or sometimes it'll be like hey, you skipped me. It's like, well, my donation list is at random. I'm not guaranteeing any readings over here. Or it's just like, you know, it can be really anything, or people not paying attention to your rules, like what kind of readings you do readings for, what don't you do readings for, or like demanding after your free list is closed that they do a reading for you. It's like there could be many different scenarios that can ruin it for everybody. But I try to keep that in mind that the majority of the time, even though I can get frustrated, that most of the time everybody is really sweet and really nice. And I don't really want to let one person or a couple people ruin it for everyone. But it is genuinely hard. And I think that's why I keep it to just yes, no readings for free, because my yes, no questions are $5 each. And I answer anywhere from 10 to 20, sometimes to 30 yes, no readings per live stream. So that's anywhere from 50 to 150 free dollars worth of readings that I'm offering and giving away. So like the least you can do is be nice and be respectful. But yeah, I mean, that's my little TED talk about that whole situation. So you got to do what you got to do, but that's why I just offer yes, no, because while yes, I'm giving away free readings and it is $5 per person, technically that I'm just giving away, it's a yes, no reading. And it's not like I'm putting a lot of extra effort and energy into it. And so, you know, it makes me feel a little more validated to just keep doing the free readings for the people that like are here for the right reasons. Yes, blocker. All right, last one, check actions for him just to see the what's in the energy for now. Okay. Terry says, I should know about Xavier, guessing things are coming together. I'm iffy. You're welcome, Terry. Okay, so I got Terry's question. Kayla said, I donated for 1 mini question, 5 messages, and a yes, no. Kayla, thank you so much. I'm going to update the list in just a second, Kayla, but if you want to scroll up back to about timestamp 10:13, you'll see the order of the donations right now, okay? I think I've got 2 people ahead of you, technically. If you want to leave your questions with me, feel free, or you can just hang around for your turn. Terry says, I'm really iffy about it, but I know visitation might be coming up. Okay, Terry, got it. That's one of the questions for the BOGO. Perfect. Thank you, Terry. All right, let's work on this for Lovely, and then we'll be moving on. All right, actions from him. What? I can't believe this right now. This almost, I was shuffling and like it kind of popped out and it like almost went back in the deck, but it didn't. So we're keeping this card. That's also kind of crazy. The strength card coming out again in the center. I feel like I'm hearing him almost saying like, I want to rewrite this story. I want a different ending. Why is the Knight of Wands in reverse? This is actually wild. Leo. Like what? So much Leo. And actually, I'm sure I did. This card actually reminds me of Leo as well. Because this is like 6 of Wands, right? So it's like the person that's in the spotlight. Lots of Leo energy. This is crazy. So next actions. I feel like this is him saying, I want to rewrite this story. I don't like how things have left off between us and I want a different ending. How? Through some type of gesture, some type of romantic gesture, because I feel like he's saying, I can't with how things are currently between us. So through this maybe courage that you're sending his way and through like his deep down appreciation for you. I feel like he's gaining the maybe momentum or inspiration to show you something in a romantic gesture type of way. Oh my God, Luna, what in the world? I'm rewriting my whole past in relationships. Are you serious? So like in your visions, like in your meditations, that's what your plan is? That's so crazy. That's actually such a powerful meditation is what I tell people to do, because I've actually tried to rewrite a story for myself in a meditation, and I literally felt like a physical response, my heart, like my heart chakra opened up. It almost felt like a firework in my heart, like releasing, but it didn't hurt. It just felt like love or like light or something like that opening up right after I did that. So it's like, I think I totally believe in that stuff. That is really wild. That is crazy. So I learned you can revise your past situations, and I've been doing it in my romantic relationships. I did it with my inner child. I visualized myself as a kid in a situation that was a defining life moment for me, and really needing the adult that I am now to protect the child that I was then. And I visualized myself now saving my then child self from being in the situation. And it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. It's so real. Look up revision and law of assumption. You can revise anything. Like, I did it just because I felt intuitively called to do it. I didn't know that it was something that you do. I just remember being at work. It was like 4 years ago probably. And I just felt like I need to do this right now. And I was at work, but I was like, I need to do this right now. And no one ever taught me to do that. It just felt like something I needed to do. And I've been learning that that's actually something that they will teach you on how to do. So that's really cool. I didn't know that. Another way I've been revising bad memories by just saying that it never happened. I like this. I think the hard part for me is that it would have to be pertaining to my personal experience, because I don't want to, what's the word? I don't want to, I feel like there's people in my life that have done me wrong, and I feel like I don't want to let them off the hook just because I want to revise my own personal experience. Like, they still need to be held accountable. But when it comes to my own personal experience, like how I was viewing something or how I felt about something or what happened with me or the actions that I created or something like that, I definitely like this idea. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn. But I think that's really cool. I really like that. And I think, if you're still desiring a connection with Mike or with someone else, being able to have this tool to use at your disposal is like incredible, because it can help, like I said, use your free will to help influence the outcome of any given situation. So there's definitely so much value to something like this. So let's see. Knight of Wands in reverse with the Six of Wands clarifying. I feel like this is also him saying, I'm going to go ahead and put my ego to the side. I'm going to take all of the past, or all of the qualities of a Leo that are good, the loyalty, the dedication, the protection, the care, and I'm going to remove my ego from the things that could be the negative aspects of a Leo. Self-obsessed, self-centered, attention whore, feeling like I have too big of a head and I'm not willing to put my pride aside to really state how it is that I'm feeling. So with the King of Wands in reverse, the other gesture that he would be making towards you is putting his pride aside and putting his ego aside and maybe saying, hey, this is how I was acting and I didn't like that about myself and I want to make that change. So you know, I don't necessarily look at evil as a bad thing and intuition as like a pure, beautiful thing, but I do, because I think your ego is important. Why would we have it? We are human. We're not supposed to completely get rid of it. It does have its function, but I think that when it gets in the way of really good things in our life, that's when it's getting a little bit too crazy and out of control. And I feel like for him, with the King of Wands in reverse, he's saying, I'm trying to let that aspect go, or like not be as connected to that part of myself that gets in my own way. Makes sense. It is. Yeah, it's the King of Wands. I will look it up. So you said it was the, what did you say? Law of Assumption. Okay. I'll look up the Law of Assumption. For you is to let past hurt go. I think that's important because, like I said, that has to do with how you move in this world, and I think that kind of modality to revise the past to heal and help yourself move forward is invaluable. Yes, so King of Wands, but it was in reverse. Attention whore. It's the king, yeah. Ego isn't bad and it protects us, exactly. So lovely. Let me know if you have any other questions for me about this reading in particular. Revision and Law of Assumption. That is really cool. Can I find my youth? No, I'm joking, but I'm also not joking. I need to find my youth back. Where did that go? Good. You're welcome. All right, let's update this donation list. Girl, people do. That's what I need. Thank you. Yeah, send me a message on Instagram. I think this is really cool. Nice. I love that. I'm trying to think of what I would want to revise. I think I'd want to revise my money. That's what I want to revise. I want to revise my decisions that I made when I was young and dumb and not like very educated on how to manage my finances. I would want to revise that so that way I'm set up for a better position now in life. Your house power is off. What the heck? Oh, I don't know why I keep saying Luna Affinity. That's not what it's supposed to be saying. There we go. Oh no, that's right. You did say that's so crazy. I know that we're states away, but like the fact that you're having like really bad rain right now is insane because it was a really nice day where I'm at. I'm sorry. That sucks. I'm about to do one for some money. That's what I'm saying. Like I would revise like the poor decisions that I made when I was younger. That's always something that I feel like now that I know more and understand more about the world and like just life experience, that's something that I would absolutely want to revise. The decisions that I made, I'd want to change those. Like if I could go back, that's what it would be. So Amy, I posted on the screen, I've got Terry, MB, and Kayla. So you would have 3. Yep, just 3. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You're like living in the olden days. Okay, so lovely. That is what I have for you, friend. Let's chat offline on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Terry. So, Terry, we're going to get to shuffling for you now. What to know about Xavier and I. I'm guessing things are coming together. I'm iffy, but yes, his feelings towards me and all of that. I'm really iffy about it, but I know visitation might be coming up, so I'm unsure. Okay. You should, Amy. All right, what are his feelings? Looks like he's feeling a little iffy as well, to be honest. Iffy energy all over the place. Either he's iffy or he's sensing you're being iffy. I think he's excited to reconcile with you, though. We have the Six of Cups. This is still in his plan. I don't think he has any intentions of changing his mind at all. Oh, the Two of Cups. So I think he would like to make this visitation. It's almost like it's multifaceted. Like I feel like he's coming for one particular reason, which is to, you know, see his son. But I think that he has like multi motivations here. I think that he also would like to see if there's anything that can go down between the two of you. Speaking of getting closer to you, showing you more affection, and maybe seeing if that like fire or that like light or that candle is still lit, you know, between the two of you. So it's not his main reason. It's not his main reason for coming over. But I think he's curious if something can happen, like a spark can be created between the two of you. I think he's honestly here going like, I'm just whatever happens, happens. Like if you can see this person's taking a leap, this person's taking like a jump, and like I feel like it's almost like this leap of faith, like this jump into the universe, trust fall into the universe, if you will. Like I'm gonna go wherever this takes me. And I think that he can be an overthinker, but I think he's really trying not to overthink this. Main reason being, I don't think he wants to change his mind. I think he's a little nervous, and I think he doesn't want to find any reasons to talk himself out of this. So I think it's easy for him to say, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. I'm just going to accept whatever is going to be is whatever is going to be, because I feel like he's like wanting to make sure that you feel comfortable. I feel like he doesn't want to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. But I feel like he's also very open to the idea of getting closer to you, or like some type of reconciliation or reunion in a more romantic nature. Not just like a friend or like the mother of my child, but as like a partner. I feel like he's also open to that. So he's coming into this not necessarily with expectations or hopes, but whatever will be, and I am open to the energy. I'm open to receiving. Okay, Amy, I'll have to check it out. I feel like his main objective is to keep the peace, and Page of Swords. I don't always read the cards individually, to be honest. I kind of just go with the story and the way it flows. But the Page of Swords just indicates like a desire to kind of read you, maybe read the room, kind of like the Page of Swords is about learning or observing or trying to study someone or something. So maybe he's coming in trying to kind of like take your temperature and kind of gauge how you're acting with him to determine how he should be moving forward. So he might be letting you take the lead when he gets there. And maybe even now, before he gets there, before he visits, he might even be trying to let you take the lead. Because like I said, his main objective is like making sure you feel comfortable. There's like a level of comfort here, wanting to make sure that you feel like there's not a lot of pressure on you, you know? I know, it's my favorite deck too. It's the first tarot deck that my husband got me. And I was learning on the Rider-Waite. It's the first deck ever that he got me, but I was learning on Rider-Waite. So this is technically my first tarot deck that's not the traditional tarot deck. And I've, had it for many, many years. It gives such good, it has such good images. It's like very vivid and bright, and it's just so beautiful. I love it. And it's also like really diverse as well. Like you'll see all kinds of relationships, different cultures, different walks of life, different types of people. And I feel like it's just really inclusive. So, yeah, light seers. Yeah. Amy, I will be, yes, I will be live. Oh my gosh, Amy, that's funny. It literally looks like you're about to churn some butter in the dark. Witch's Tarot. I think I have the Witch's Tarot, unless it's a different one that I'm thinking. Oh, if it's specifically called Witch's Tarot, then I don't have that one. But I do have a Witch Tarot deck. I actually got it from my cousin. Yeah, that's fine, Amy. That works for me. Raising Cane's chicken fingers in the dark. Oh my gosh, that actually sounds good though. The images are really good. It's just sometimes I have to give a break because the messages get a little scattered. With the Witch's Tarot or with Light Seers? Modern Witch. I have had my eye on that one as well. That one's been around for a little while, right? Like 2 or 3 years, I think. That one's really cool too. Yeah, the Witch's Tarot. I do that too sometimes. Like I hyperfixate on oh, Terry, if you want to post your second question, I'm ready for it. I hyperfixate on certain decks. Like right now I'm like really into my Light Seers deck, but I honestly, up until like the last month, probably have not used this deck in a year or more. So it's like I go through these periods of months where I'll just like use the same deck and just I feel like I just kind of get like so much like energy and like information from it. And then when I feel like it's dying down and I'm not getting as much from it, I'll retire it, put it back on my bookshelf, and then grab a new deck, and then I hyperfixate on that. That's really why I like the variety. It's not necessarily because I like using a different deck every time, but I like having access to something new and I feel like I'm not getting out of it what I need to. And then I'll go like months without using this and then I'll be back and then all of it's back again. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like my deck gets tired or I get tired. I don't know. When it comes to Xavier's family, why are they continuing to hold him back? I hope your power comes back soon, Amy. That sucks. Do you have an electric company where they can give you an ETA on when to expect your power back? I have this pink deck from Amazon. It's the classic Rider-Waite with pink outline and reads really good. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, okay. So for instance, with the electric company that I have, Amy, I can report an outage. And if an outage has already been reported, it'll tell me. And then it'll let me know when someone is on the way. It's like an app on the phone. So sometimes you can call the electric company and they can give you an ETA or on the app. At least with the ones that we have. So maybe you can look into that and see, just so you guys have like kind of an ETA. Or maybe you can just call the electric company too, or your mom or someone can, and see. Yeah, ask your dad. I feel like you're in a horror game. All right, girl. Well, hopefully it comes back on soon. It was nice seeing you again. All right, when it comes to Xavier's family, why are they continuing to hold him back? Tradition. We have the Hierophant here. This is all about tradition. It's all about what's expected, what you're supposed to do, what's your place or your role in the family. The Hierophant has a lot to do with like traditional roles. So like kind of imagine like a hierarchy. Imagine like a king and a queen who has a son and a daughter and then another son. You know, like I expect you to become king when I no longer can be king. Or, you know, like a set of parents who have a family business and they expect their child to take over that business. Or like maybe two people in like an elite group who decide to have a child and they have that child's life all planned out before they're even born. Oh, they're going to go to this college, they're going to go to this Ivy League, they're going to have this job and this career and things like that. It's almost like the roles for him have been kind of played out like before he even had the chance to really become himself or have his own sense of identity. I feel, unfortunately, that could have to do with just like control dynamics. I noticed that a lot of times, and I'm not saying this is his case, but a lot of times like in religions, they will try to influence you when you're young. They will try to get you to believe certain things when you're young as a means to control you. And so that's why, like, for instance, in the Catholic Church, you get confirmed and baptized very, very young because they want you to stick with the church. They want you to feel like this is your duty or this is your responsibility, and that you can't change. It's almost like a way to like influence you and pressure you when you're really young before you even are your own person or become your own person. So it's almost like there's been things that have like really kind of been drilled into him that have made him feel like this is something that he has to do. This is like, he's basically like, in his mind, Terry, this is non-negotiable. Like, this is not optional. This is expected of me. And this is what it is. Like, for him, he doesn't know any other way. This is how he was raised. This is what he's probably been taught. This is the prophecy that's been filled for him. When you're older, you become the caregiver of your family, or you're financially responsible, or so on and so forth, Terry. So it's like, it's reminding me, like, I watch 90 Day Fiance with my husband, and there's a couple on there, Kaylani and Asuelu, and her dad is from Samoa and he is from Samoa. And basically the expectation when you're raised there is to take care of your parents. Like, it's your job to send them money, to care for them financially, to go out and work and send as much money as you possibly can back to them. And it's like, you're locked into this mentality as a very, very young child, and it's like, this is expected of you, this is what's demanded of you, and this is what it feels like for him. It's not even like his family even feels like that. His family looks at it as non-negotiable and non-optional. It's what's expected, and therefore Xavier also feels the same way. I see you're typing here, so let me catch up to what you're saying. You said, I feel like they have been since I was first with him. We broke up 3 months ago. Oh, for this reason, I'm still so iffy about it. That's why. And they feel so bothered by our son. And I still feel like they do that to him a lot. Yeah, I told him I can't afford this life you're asking of me. We have a kid, but I cannot. So, Terry, does he have financial obligation as well? That's what it feels like to me. It's financial obligation to his family. So here's the thing. They're bothered by your son because that's just another mouth to feed. That's just another responsibility. And it's basically asking him to avert his attention and away from them and what they feel his duty is to them. So when you have a child, and I don't know, traditionally speaking, if they take any issue to a child out of wedlock or some type of commitment ceremony or something like that, that could be a whole separate issue. But for them specifically, it feels almost like they feel like if you're taking care of your son, then you're not taking care of us. Do you know what I mean? It feels almost like there's this feeling of like you're disconnecting me from, or your son is disconnecting my son from me, or my brother from me, or my grandson, or whatever his role is in the family, like, and it's just kind of detracting from what he's able to do, and it's very sad. And I am comparing this to this couple that I'm referring to, Kaylani and Asuelu, but like Asuelu was expected so much to return to his family, like all the money that they make, that the mom literally was like, just starve your children because I need the money. I don't care if your children die. I need the money. And it was savage. It was despicable behavior. Like, it was literally insane. Like, the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not saying that these people, like his family, are that intense, but it's like, if you are taking care of your son, then you're not taking care of me. And it's very unfortunate. This is a situation that he has found himself in, but it strictly has to do with tradition. And it's almost like a blessing in disguise for you a little bit, because you're not going to raise your son with that expectation. If everything was traditional, and like if you guys were together and your son this, maybe Xavier wouldn't know to like stop the cycle, and maybe Xavier would influence your child into feeling there's an expectation to fulfill for him when your child gets older. So maybe it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise that unfortunately it is an unfortunate situation that there's a disconnect between your son and Xavier's family, right? There's a disconnect there. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise because your son is not going to be raised in a similar fashion with these expectations. He was supposed to be here on the 16th, but he's still planning a visit. I feel like he's still planning a visit. Yeah, you told him that everything, so you feel he's so mad at you. Jeez, this feels so complex, girl. I have to say, I don't see this changing because they say this is tradition. They say this is what it is and there's no changing it. And unless Xavier finds the strength to break the cycle himself and walk away, which he'll probably be shunned for if he does, but unless he figures out a way to do that, this dynamic is going to continue. And like, that's a really hard pill to swallow. Yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like this is a dynamic you're going to be dealing with for forever. It's like, it's not up to you. It's not your responsibility to fix this. Your luck. Well, I'm glad you can have humor about it. I'm sure it's not like very funny, but it's like your way of coping. But I feel like this is not your burden to bear. Like, this is not your responsibility to fix it. This is going to be up to Xavier to stand up for you and your son. And that's going to be on him. And that's a decision that he's going to have to make for himself. No one can make it for him. I'm sure. It's like he has to get pushed up, like back against like a wall, basically. And he has to like come to terms with the fact that this is like hard on him or unrealistic or hurting him or damaging relationships or whatever it is that sets him over the edge. That's when he's going to be able to kind of defend the two of you. So it might take them talking really bad about you. Like, ignoring you is one thing, but if they're like talking really bad about you or your son or something like that, I mean, they would have to like really jeopardize their relationship with him in order for him to feel that he can free himself from this. But this is on him. This is something he has to decide. It's you, your trauma. You've learned to overcome a lot the whole 9 months, and your son is about to be 7 months. I know, he's getting so big. I just really feel for you, you know, like my heart goes out to you. You're welcome. If he's healthy and doing well, and that's really the blessing here. Terry, I'm not sure how it's going to work out for you, girl, but I'm rooting for the best for your highest self, okay? All right. You're welcome, Terry. Have a great night. All right. So next up we have MB. MB's been waiting almost an hour. Or no, you have been waiting an hour. MB, I have you for an in-depth reading. Is this a love spread for T and N? Or did you have a specific question in mind? Love spread. Okay, perfect. Oh, new connection. Well, congratulations. Let's take a look here. Hey, Emily, how are you? Girl, you keep missing giveaways. I've done like 4 giveaways and you've missed them. They were angel donations. IJ has donated 3 times for an angel donation, and the other person wanted to remain anonymous. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But when it happens, it's very random. So I'm not exactly sure when they will be. But hopefully we do another one soon. I know. He said it just feels good to give back. And I was like, you're like the sweetest. I can't believe you're doing this. Okay, so, oh, you know what? We're going to push this to the side because that's an extra card that I wasn't supposed to pull, but I pulled it for a reason, so we're going to leave it. And we're going to go through this real quick. All right, so how they feel about you, 3 of Wands, their true intentions, Justice, what you want, Temperance, what they want, 9 of Cups, what brings you together, the Fool, what pulls you apart, 3 of Pentacles, energy around the relationship, 10 of Swords, what's hidden, Queen of Wands, and will the relationship be successful, the Emperor. Then we also have the Ace of Wands. We'll call that the underlying energy. So first off, I want to state that there's a lot of attraction in this connection. There is mega attraction, like mega inspiration. I think you guys are really digging each other, really liking each other. I think that the relationship does have the potential to be successful. So I am going to say yes for this. The Emperor is very like steady and stable and has the ability to like really provide and give a like a long lasting connection and relationship. I think what you don't really know is like how inspired you guys make each other, how much you guys are crushing on each other, or how much attraction there is between the two of you. The energy around the relationship, we have the 10 of Swords. This indicates that maybe through one another, you are feeling like you're able to maybe have hope for something new or hope for something that could come to be. It's indicating that there's been a lot that maybe you have been through, or maybe your person you're asking about has been through, and or maybe you both, but you're not going to let that stand in your way of getting to know someone else. For the strengths and weaknesses with the Fool and the 3 of Pentacles, the Fool indicates that your strength is that you guys can be spontaneous, you guys can have fun, you're here for the thrill, you're here for the fun, you're here for getting to know one another, you're really just kind of open to whatever will be, whatever will come your way, taking like a trust fall into the relationship. Wow, okay. Into the universe and saying like whatever's going to happen here, I'm open to and I receive. And if it's for my highest good and if it's meant to be for me, I'm here and willing to receive it. It also indicates like maybe a more like playful, youthful kind of connection that you guys have, where you guys can have a lot of fun together and feel kind of like kids or giddy or have like a little crush. And I think there's a lot of inspiration to be found from children, the ability to dream, the ability to fantasize, the ability to just have fun and not take life so seriously. And I think that you guys have that connection. And that paired with the Emperor makes me feel like No matter how long you guys are together, you always find a way to have fun, joke, laugh, spend time together, and really enjoy one another's company. The weakness is the Three of Pentacles really isn't that bad, but it might indicate that you guys hover in the friend zone a little bit too long and you don't want to be friend zoned. So my advice is to try to get this off the ground as quickly as possible, because the Emperor energy can indicate something slow and stable. But if we spend too much time having fun and joking and laughing and getting to know each other, we can unintentionally forget that there's the romantic aspect of this. But Three of Pentacles really isn't that bad, to be completely honest. Even as a weakness, it indicates that there is a friendship that can be developed here first. And if that's desired, then I think that's great. But just make sure that you guys still have that zest, that passion, that flirtation going, even while you're building a foundation as friends. Just make sure that there's still the flirtiness, there's still the very obvious, like, I want to jump your bones kind of vibe between you two. Just make sure that you guys aren't friend zoning yourself too much or too quickly. Let's see what he or how he feels about you. We have the Three of Wands. So I think he is planning or preparing or something like this when it comes to you to kind of pursue the connection. The Two of Wands is where it's like in your head, you're kind of thinking like, oh, what's next? What can happen? And you're kind of visualizing and maybe like doing some research or whatever. But I feel like with the Three of Wands, it's almost like it's very expansive. So I feel like from his perspective, what he really wants to see, what he really wants, and how he feels for you is kind of taking things to the next level. Like, so whatever that is for the two of you is like he really wants, it's not actually happening yet, but what he really wants, how he really feels, is for you guys to take things to the next level. So whatever that means for you. For example, if you've never been on a date before, then that would be going on a date. If you have been on a date, it would be maybe going on another one, but doing something a little different. If you have been dating, you said it's a new connection, but if you had been dating for a while, then it might be moving into maybe a more physical relationship, or maybe moving in together, things like that. So basically, there's this desire of how he feels for you is like really having this craving or this like want or need to feel like, I want to kind of take this to the next level. I want to see where this can go. His true intentions is just to be honest, straightforward, fair, and truthful with you. I feel like he wants to make sure that everything is done above board. He always wants you to feel like you can trust him. And I feel like for you, you're kind of in the same way. These essentially are similar cards in their own right. Temperance talks about doing things in moderation and not getting ahead of yourself, making sure that you feel very balanced and not out of control. And Justice is about being very balanced and not out of control. So I feel like for you both, with his intentions of treating you fairly, being honest, and feeling like you can trust him, you're also saying the same thing. You're also saying like, I'm the type of person that I want you to trust me, and I want to feel like we're on the same page and neither of us are getting ahead of ourselves. With that personality, I can understand why you might friend zone for too long, potentially. So just make sure that there's always some kind of flirty energy, within your connection. And it's very much understood that you guys want to be with each other in a romantic way. And I think what he wants here with the Nine of Cups is that you feel like where this is leading, this could be something that he's always wanted. He can kind of see a connection with you, maybe thinking a step or two ahead and saying, hey, could this be my wish come true? Could this be someone that I could really get a lot of fulfillment out of? And I think that's something that he's kind of thinking about, because that is something that he wants. He wants his wish to come true. He wants to find his person. He wants to feel like he's found what he's looking for. So, MB, that is what I have for you. If you would like to add on to your reading, let me know. Oh, and this just talks about a lot of attraction. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. If you want to add on to your reading, let me know. And if not, I'm going to move on to Kayla. You're welcome, MB. I hope you have a great rest of your night and enjoy your readings with me. All right, so this is for Kayla. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. I love the love spreads are quite popular over here. I've done a couple today. That and my channeled messages are I feel like my tops as far as preferences and popularity. People like the BOGOs because they can get 2 questions for one, and I go pretty in depth with those. But yeah, people really love the love spreads over here. Hey, Kayla, would you like to go in the order listed, do the mini, then the messages, then the yes, no question, or? Oh, that's okay. Let me know what we're doing in what order. I know that I've got you for a mini, messages, and yes, no, but I just wasn't sure which order. Absolutely. I think this is going to be my last reading of the night. I think it has to be. My voice is like, I don't think I can talk for the rest of the evening. All right, Kayla. I was talking to my husband, but I know that you heard me too. I was saying I have been talking on the phone for hours, and this is my second live stream that I've done today. So I feel like basically since I got up, I feel like I've been talking since like 2:00. And it's just, I think my voice is like, you're done. Yeah, I'll probably drink some tea after this. I wish I had lemon. I would do like lemon water. All right, does Maurice know that Michaela blocked him? Does Maurice know that Michaela blocked him? I am getting a yes for you, Kayla. I have the star here. The star talks about like hope and stuff. So like maybe there's an extra message of like maybe hoping or wishing that maybe this will change at some point. But I am getting that this is something that Maurice knows about. All right, how does Maurice feel about Michaela blocking you? Or blocking him. How does Maurice feel about Michaela blocking him? There's a lot of like themes of what comes around goes around. So I'm not sure if he's plotting some kind of revenge. Because we had the star card, which is like the hope card, basically, of like maybe he's ready for you to unblock him so he can do it back to you. Maybe I don't really know, but there's like a lot of like what comes around goes around. So if it's not about revenge or getting a vendetta with you, like, okay, well, she did it to me, so I'm going to do it to her. If that's not the case, The only thing I can think of is that maybe he feels it's deserved. Maybe he's finally acknowledging that this is what I did, because the wheel in reverse, or the wheel in general, is not a bad card. It's a great card, even if it's in reverse. But it indicates karma. It indicates like what you put out there, you get back. And this card talks about giving and receiving. So we can look at this in a positive way, where he's saying, I understand why she blocked me. I think it's a positive way. I'm gonna say because I pulled the Ace of Cups, I think it's a positive thing. I think it's him saying, I acknowledge why she did it. I hope she changes her mind. It's what I deserved in the moment, and I get that, and I understand that. I'm gonna choose to believe that this is a positive thing, that maybe he's acknowledging here that like I didn't give the effort, or I didn't do something, or I did something and it bothered her, and this is my punishment. This is the consequence of my action. Because like I said, the wheel talks about karma. It talks about what you put out there, you get back. And I'm choosing to view this as a positive thing. The shadow side can mean, oh, well, if she did that to me, then I'm going to try to get her back. That can mean that. But because I pulled these cards, and with tarot, you have to kind of read everything like a picture, like a story. This talks about the desire of wanting to overcome the challenge. So I almost feel like he's going to want to try to maybe make some kind of amends or keep the peace in some way. And we have the Emperor and the Fool. So it's indicating to me that he is feeling like, I'm going to try to play it cool. I'm going to try to act like this isn't bothering me. Even if it is, I'm just going to try to like let it go. So I don't feel with these cards, this is almost like I'm not going to hold a grudge. And this means I'm going to overcome a challenge. And this is the positive aspects of these cards, indicating like I recognize this is my fault and that I deserve this to happen. So with all of these things combined, I don't think he's thinking negatively. I just wanted to tell you what another interpretation of it could possibly be. But I'm leaning more towards maybe acknowledging and feeling like he understands why you did what you did and hopes that it would change. That's what I'm going to go with. Because I have to, like, at the end of the day, just go with my instincts, go with my gut instincts. And, maybe at one point, maybe he was feeling like bitter, maybe at one point maybe both things can be true. Maybe at one point he did feel like he wanted to get you back because he was pissed. Maybe he wanted the last word, but there has been since a shift. So it could be a little bit of both. Did you want your message cards from him? Sometimes your emotions can get the best of you and you can feel one way and just be really upset. And then suddenly you have like this aha moment and you don't feel that way anymore. Everyone's emotions are very complex. So maybe he's had moments where he's felt both ways, where he felt like it's what he deserved. And then also he was mad. Did you, you said you wanted your messages from Maurice as well? Yep, absolutely. Okay. All right, so the first card out is I wish I could share my good news with you. So there is like this desire to connect, feeling like he's blocked, feeling like he can't. I also have, I regret lying to you. So a lot of times with these messages, I want you to take it how it resonates. So if he didn't lie to you, but he hurt you, or if he didn't lie to you or hurt you, but he didn't act when he should have, things like this, the main message for you here is I regret. So this is him saying, I have remorse, I have regret when it comes to you. Power's still out. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because I don't want to know. So maybe this is like, I don't want to know how you're feeling about me right now. I can't hear it. I don't have the capacity to know what you're thinking or what you're feeling, especially if it's bad. And then also, like, maybe if you're talking to someone new, I don't want to know. If you're dating someone new, I don't want to know. If you hate me, I don't want to know. Like, basically, he's trying to just pretend and plug his ears and go, la, la, la. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. Oh, he did lie. Okay. So he says, I couldn't let you get close to me. So this indicates a vulnerability wound, like where he was emotionally unavailable with you. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is deep because it says, I trusted you. So like, that's what's crazy is he's saying, I trusted you, but I didn't let you trust me. And that's a tough pill to swallow, is when you don't have that mutual trust between two people. So he felt like he kind of had it made, if that makes sense. Like he felt like he knew that he could trust you. He knew that you wouldn't let him down, but unfortunately he let you down. And at the bottom of the deck we have, I knew exactly what I was doing. So hopefully that means he's taking some responsibility or some accountability for his actions here. But it's also hard to hear that, because that means that he still chose to hurt you or like betray your trust, even though he knew that that is what he was doing. So basically, don't let him manipulate you into believing that he didn't know what he was doing, because he did. He did it, and he knew, and he did it anyways. Rough. So yeah, I feel like he's just basically like, I'm getting what I deserve. I hope that she unblocks me, and I hope that this changes. But at the same time, like, I get it and I understand why she's doing it. Yeah. All right, friend. Well, that is what I've got for you, Kayla, unless you wanted to add on for anything else. And if not, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. You're welcome, Kayla. Oh, Amy. Hey, friend. So, Amy, you know I would normally say yes, but my voice is killing me right now. I need to take a little bit of a break. I was just talking about how it's like really hurting. Because I've basically been talking for like 9 hours straight. So, if it's okay with you, I would like to wait until tomorrow. But what about the past life, though? You're welcome, Kayla. What about the past life specifically? Did you want to do like a matrix reading about your past life, or did you just want to do like a tarot reading about it? So I would recommend a matrix reading, but they are more expensive. They're $30. But a matrix reading basically goes off of the energy signature of your birthday and creates an entire matrix for you. And we look at the karmic tail and we figure out what karma you brought into this life, and according to numerology, and what type of roles you might have been in a past life to see if any of those resonate with you, and what you can do to basically, or what your purpose is to restore that karma. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's something that I do. It's like a workup, and you get like this whole like page worth of information, and it does take a little bit of time, and that's why I charge a little bit more, but it's specifically based off of like your birth date. So, and once you get a reading from me about that, like it will never change. It's kind of like a birth chart where it's like your birth chart is your birth chart, nothing will ever change. You can look at transits and things like that and compatibilities, but your birth chart is what it is. It's fixed, and that's what a matrix is as well. So once you have this reading, and I can try to figure out different types of roles, things that you might have been in a past life. Like, for example, for me, I have the priest or priestess archetype in mine. And they say, I don't know if this is true, but it's said that my karmic tail is the rarest one that exists. I don't really know why that is or why people say that. But essentially, like, I could have been like a priestess, I could have been a spiritual leader, I could have been just essentially things that have to do with like spirituality or like mediumship, or like knowing that I knew specific information, but my karma was that I chose not to share it. And this, in this life, I'm supposed to share the knowledge that I have and share and teach. And so before I even knew what my karma was, apparently I already worked it out, because by the time that I learned about the Destiny Matrix, I had already been balancing it. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So if you're interested in that, it's $30, and I can get that worked up and typed up for you tomorrow if you want me to. But if you're like, nah, I need some more time to get those funds together, I just want to do like a tarot reading just to see what kind of energy comes through, then we can do that too. So it's up to you. Why don't you think on it and let me know tomorrow what you want to do. The only thing is I can't do the matrix reading live because it's a lot of like typing and it's a whole workup. So that's kind of like admin side of things. So I have to do it offline. So just make sure that if you do want to get that done, send it to me earlier in the day. So that way I have time to get it done for you tomorrow. Or you can wait until you see me live and we can just do a tarot reading. So it's up to you. And the price will just be a mini. I'll pull 5 cards to try to see what information I can get, or an in-depth 10 cards. I can pull whatever information I can get. But I feel like the energies in the tarot reading would obviously be there, but I feel like we can get very specific with a matrix reading. So that's why I like those the best for past life. But yeah, just let me know. We can do whatever it is that you want to do. You said, I hope your voice feels better. I took some meds. I'm like, oh no. Like, luckily my throat feels okay. Like, it's not sore, but I can just feel in my chest and like my voice box that I'm like, I've got to work this week and I don't want to push it. I don't want to like make it worse and then I can't work, or I have to do typed readings only. That would suck. So yeah, Amy, that is what I've got for you, friends. Thank you so much, and thank you for your understanding that I have to push this off until tomorrow, but we'll definitely link up regardless, whether it's online or offline. We'll figure it out. I'm sorry, girl. That sucks, man. Well, hopefully your dad will get an ETA after reporting that outage. Hopefully you'll get an ETA on when that will come back at some point. Fingers crossed. Or it'll just come back on. All right, Amy, have a good night. Kayla, if you're still in here, thank you again. I appreciate your patience this evening and your donation. And everyone else, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.